nasty separation deal in Wentzville. Weren't you a judge over there at one point? So
right, yes, should be again come April 15th.
I'm voting for you.
2015, yeah.
Yes.
Right. We'll get that.
So maybe we can help this fellow with his question about a restraining order in Wentzville, and he can't even go into his own house. So
That's a ridiculous law.
ask Mike Cotter at 636-695-2915 or 805-76-VIPER. Back in a moment.
Chris and DC.
Choosing a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
At the bar, chilling, too bad, had to close. First question from the lawyer is, did you blow? Headed back from the game, driving safe and slow. First question from the lawyer is, did you blow? Did you blow.com? Go to didyouBlow.com. Went to the work party and you wish you wouldn't have drove. First question from the lawyer is, did you blow? All day on the water, having fun in the boat. First question from the lawyer is, did you blow?
No, why I pulled you over?
No.
Have you been drinking? Step out of the car, please.
It's a big celebration at the casino. First question from the lawyer is, did you blow? Just got married, cans dragging down the road. First question from the lawyer is, did you blow? Did you blow.com? Go to didyouBlow.com. 895-4040. 895-4040. 895-4040.
If you've been looking for Pandora jewelry, look no further. You'll find it at Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. Life has its moments. Make them unforgettable with Pandora charms, bracelets, and rings available at Jared. Visit Jared November 1st through December 31st for the Pandora Stargazer Bracelet Gift Set, which includes a sterling silver Pandora clasp bracelet, 2 clear Cosmic Stars clips, and a Galaxy charm for only $200. Limited edition Eurostar bangle also available. See store for details.
Everybody could use more performance. Pure performance. Pure Performance in St. Charles has everything you need for cars, trucks, Jeeps, SUVs, accessories, and restoration. Lift kits from BDS, Zone, Rough Country, and Rancho. Spray-in bed liners more durable than rubber. And don't forget Supercharger, Edelbrock, Pro Charger, and Turbocharger. They also offer general auto service. Get what you need for your vehicle to perform at Pure Performance, 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard, St. Charles, or PUR Performance.
If you can look out the window and see a propane tank in your yard, listen up. Remember last winter when propane supplies ran scarce and prices spiked? Because you needed the fuel, you had no choice but to pay up. A better solution is right in your own backyard, and it's not inside that ugly white tank. You can have a water furnace geothermal system from Peters Heating and Air Conditioning. Geothermal has become the preferred HVAC system for new construction, as well as existing homes, because it can save you up to 70% on your heating, cooling, and water bills. Water furnace uses natural energy from the earth to heat and cool your space, which requires little energy from electricity. That means big savings on your monthly utility bills, and you could qualify for a federal tax credit, good for 30% of the cost. It's clear a water furnace geothermal system from Peters is your best bet for year-round comfort and affordability. Check out water furnace geothermal systems today at Peters Heating and Air Conditioning in Troy.
Is your to-do list becoming overwhelming? Lake St. Louis UPS Store is your go-to source for that to-do list. From mailbox services to printing services to packing and shipping. And what you might not know is that UPS offers a new document shredding service. Lake St. Louis UPS offers services that make your life easier and help keep businesses running smoothly and efficiently. Located in Lake St. Louis off Ronald Reagan Drive. Call them at 636-561-1269. That's 636-561-1269.
Have you ever heard of a 7-hour happy hour? How about a place that has drink and food specials from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day? Well, now you have Bombshell Bar Grill, North Main, downtown St. Charles. Bombshell is a great menu full of always fresh, never frozen fare. You've got to try the Bomb Burger, have some of the homemade onion rings, dig into the great appetizers, salads, sandwiches. Bombshell has a long list of ice-cold beers and great mixed drinks. If you want, you can enjoy it all on their beautiful patio. Look them up and like them on Facebook. That's where you can see all the upcoming events. Bombshell Bar and Grill, 221 North Main, downtown St. Charles.
If the economy is tough and paying full price is rough, go see Angie at Frenchie's Resale, 10 Wildcat Drive in Wright City. Frenchie's Resale in the plaza, 636-745-SALE.
People's Bank and Trust is helping you get a grip on your finances with our new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills all from the palm of your hand. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net for more information and to start using mobile banking. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Everybody's got a comment or a question. What do you people think this is? Oh, our friend Mike is here.
Turn down for what?
Yeah. He's the official hangover lawyer, and that's something we have needed for a long, long time. So we went out, we did our research, and we found who we think is the best in the area. Mike Carter. Of course, you can go to didyoublow.com, probably the best and biggest authoritative website on DUI law out there. So if you're going through something, or a friend or family member, didyoublow.com, great website with tons of info and questions and frequently asked questions. And lots of good stuff there that you can find at didyoublow.com. All right, to the phones we go. I guess this first one is a comment about our welfare discussion. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
What's up?
Okay, I want to know how it is possible for these people that are more capable to walk into a grocery store than I am, park in handicap, come in.
Can you park in handicap?
Come in and order like T-bones and blah, blah, blah.
Great question.
King crabs. You got king crab legs.
Yeah.
And then they pay with an EBT.
Oh.
And walk out of the store, get into a Escalade,
Whoa.
have manicured nails, and
It's because
I'm in there
they're working the system.
And they're in a handicap spot. Okay, where's the problem?
Have you really seen that? You've seen them go get into an Escalade?
Every week. I've worked at the same store for 23 years.
Wow.
And I see it.
You've seen it a lot.
I see it a lot, and I'm thinking, you want king crabs? We got snow crabs in the case, but you want king crabs, and I'm paying for your food?
Only the best when you're on welfare, right? Is that, Mike, do they not check that? Like what kind of cars you own when you're applying for that sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, you can report, people if they are getting cash under the table for other jobs or cleaning jobs, that kind of thing. And
you can like call a hotline or
right,
something.
They can be investigated. But, it sounds like to me, potentially they just are eating, one meal for the week and they're just gone all out or something.
Right.
Because,
well, legally, do they then go after these people? Like if somebody called a hotline and said, I know this person they're lying about their application, they're getting money from other places, do they really go after people legally?
I believe in the past 2 to 5 years, as Stacy was saying, with this push toward, really trying to drive in and find out people who should not get these welfare benefits, there's been a push to investigate
really?
More so than there was, 2 decades ago or something. I believe that, yes, they do take it seriously and look into it.
And are they like putting people in jail, or is it fines or probation?
I think primarily lose your benefits, but there probably are some potential criminal charges.
I guess if somebody's doing like multiple, there are probably people out there that have benefits from, more than one state.
Well, it used to be selling food stamps a lot for dollars so that you could then use them for whatever you wanted, but they've loosened up so much on what you can buy now with your EBTs. I think you can use them at Burger King and, things that you weren't able to do before.
You can use them. You can use them at I think you can use them at the mall too in some stores.
My God.
Well, the other night I was at Papa Murphy's Pizza. You been in there? Mm-hmm. That's the one where you take and bake the pizza.
Oh yeah, sure.
And they had a big sign up. We welcome, however it was worded.
EBT?
Yeah, something like that. EBT, we welcome now. So
why not take them?
They have a new EBT pizza.
Shut your mouth.
They have a BLT. This young lady has a question about her boss. There's an issue with your boss, right?
Yes.
Well, man, if we all have issues with our boss.
I don't even know who my boss is. I think it's DC.
Are you married?
Yes. Okay, yeah, exactly. If you're married, you know who your boss is. You know who your boss is. Her name is Linda.
That's very true.
So what's going on with your boss?
Well, I was working with a company, and it was basically him and I, the owner. And now he is in jail. So I was basically a subcontractor, and I have clients calling me to fill orders, but I recently found out he's in jail. I don't know if I should say why he's in jail.
No, go ahead. We don't know who he is.
What did he do?
He tried to burn down his wife's house.
Oh my God.
But he apologized later.
Doesn't like his boss, right?
There was an apology letter after that.
He tried to.
So he tried to burn down his wife's house, and he went to jail for it.
And now he's in jail on a $75,000 cash only.
Well,
bond.
did you blow? Would you take that?
We could probably handle it. The key is he allegedly did it, I'm sure, at this point.
Okay, allegedly. Yes, that's what I meant to say. I was.
No, he did it. We all know. But anyway, go ahead.
Based on all the facts we've gathered.
Well, I guess basically I want to know if I should continue filling client orders or not.
Because you might, you would be responsible for fulfilling those orders, right?
Well, in the normal world, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's in jail and it's his company, and
who's signing your check?
Right.
Yeah,
he does.
How? Well,
he writes
obviously
my
not.
commission checks.
He won't be doing that. So I would, if I were you, I'd just get another job.
Yeah.
Do you have the ability?
Easier said than done.
Do you have the ability to pay yourself? Do you have access to that checkbook?
No, I don't have access.
Then
to
what
that
are you gonna?
checkbook.
How are you gonna make ends meet?
What are you gonna do?
Well, I guess some people thought, like, I could possibly. I have the means to fill the order. I can work with the distributor.
He's going to take
and
over.
Then I wouldn't need anyone to cut me a check, but would that be illegal if I just started doing what he was doing?
What kind of orders are you fulfilling? Like, what's the nature of the business?
We.
Come on now.
We sell. Well, if I say it's going to really just give it away.
No, it's not. It's not a whorehouse or something.
Is it? Are you? What kind of industry is it?
We're in the charging industry.
Charging? Like MasterCard?
Well, we would sell phone chargers.
Phone chargers.
So, like the bars and the restaurants and the portable ones with branding on them, things like that.
Oh.
I got you.
So this is an
It's
opportunity for you to start your own business.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, right, but I don't want to do it the wrong way.
Well, do it the right way then.
You know, his family's going through a lot right now, obviously, and I don't want to upset them. I'm more worried about the family. And
So you have an opportunity to start a new life for yourself, and you're worried. What are you worried about exactly? He's in jail. He burned down his wife's house.
Well, I know. Well, what happens if he gets out of jail and he finds out, oh, wow, she's been so much more successful at this than me. I'm going to
Maybe he can work for you.
I think that's going to be his biggest worry if he gets out of prison.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm old.
Okay, good. So start a bank account. Go get a business one. Set up an LLC if you want to. It costs $50 on Secretary of State's website. Start a bank account and you can start taking checks.
Hang on now. Hang on. Listen to. Go ahead.
You can start taking checks from the vendors or whoever it is fulfilling the orders. You can start your own account if you're, your moral compass is pointing in the right way. You can fill that account until the dude gets out of jail, and then you can share some of that with him or say, hey, I'm going to keep this myself, but I'm willing to go back into business. But if you want to keep things kind of flowing, you've got that opportunity.
There's no moral compass to even look at. She's in a situation where she's doing a job. The owner went and committed a crime.
Potentially.
And she's like, well, wait, what am I supposed to do? She has an opportunity to kind of these relationships with these vendors, right?
Well, he put her arguably in the position to do what she's doing.
Yeah.
And she can, as a team player, say, hey, I went ahead and kept this thing flowing the only way I knew how. And they can argue it out, once he gets out. But she would be in control of that money. That'd be a nice power position.
That's right.
Oh, does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Do it. Come
Good
on.
to hear from a law professional.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Advice is normally worth what you pay for it. In this case, it's free.
Wait a minute.
Right.
I don't know all the facts and circumstances, but I mean
this
that's
is
something that
being
comes to mind.
recorded if I'm sued later on, right?
Right.
You won't be sued. Can she be sued?
No, probably not sued. Just like it sounds like maybe a bomb in the car or a firehouse,
stuff like that.
Right.
Oh my God!
You don't want your house being burned down, so
You know where I live.
just do whatever you want.
The advice you're getting from DC Eric Baba Booey, God forbid.
Baba Booey hasn't even said anything today.
The advice you're getting from us is 100% guaranteed. Mike's, he can't really put a guarantee on.
How
on
can
advice.
we put a guarantee on anything?
Yeah, don't ask. Take that line. Okay, you're on.
Oh my God!
With Mike Carter, it's ask the okay, maybe not.
It's the hangover, not the hang up. Come on.
This guy though, I should we going into the break we mentioned him, and he's probably still waiting for his response. He's in Wentzville, Missouri. He came home from work the other day, and his wife had a couple of cops waiting for him at his home, telling him he couldn't go in because she had gotten a restraining order against him. They're going through a nasty separation at the moment, and he's freaking out and wants to know if you can offer any advice.
Hire a hitman.
Well, no, that was not Mike.
That was not
Mike. That was Baba Booey. Baba Booey, step away from the microphone.
He said he did mention that both of their names are on the house. How can you do that?
Yeah, the quick answer is you can't do it for long. I mean, he either missed the original court date that was given when she filed the restraining order, and then he got a default ruling, and he's now has a restraining order against him, and he may be in a potential situation where he can't go home. But if they give a temporary one and then he goes to court to argue it out, it's pretty rare they're going to keep him out of his house unless he's doing something very, very egregious.
Now, he did mention that she went to, he said she went to St. Charles County, and there hasn't been a court hearing yet.
Right. So he'll likely, I mean, I don't know all the facts and circumstances, but he's going to be able to argue that it's my house, I'm on the house, I pay the bills, whatever, a part of them.
But how can she keep him out of it right now? Because, from what I understand,
safety,
I went through that.
For safety.
Because the judge looked at what minimal arguments were written down on a piece of paper and said, this looks convincing enough for 10 days. Anybody can do that.
Then you can't go in your house for 10 days. I mean, that messes up a lot of stuff in your life.
I will not lie with that.
The law is slow.
Yeah, it sucks.
So is that true? He can, for these next 10 days, he's screwed, basically? He can't even go into his home? He said the officer let him go in for a few minutes, and one of the officers let him get a few things for the night.
And that was going to be my next statement. Typically, if you get a hold of an officer or an agency, they'll come and should chaperone you through to gather some things, and you wouldn't be in violation of it.
Let me ask you this. So you have your house, you do work out of your house, and I completely forgot that report. It's on my desk. I got to get it. What do? You call the cops, say, hey, come over with me, or
that's
do you have to wait for a warrant, or what? Well, how's that work?
You would try to recruit an officer to come chaperone you through there to pick up any of your effects and then take them with you. That way you had a witness and you weren't violating it.
But you are violating it.
Not if you're under the color of law when you come through there with an officer or something. I would think it'd be fine. If you did that much of a responsible action, the judge is going to be okay with it.
Okay.
Mike Carter, the official hangover lawyer. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, you got a question?
I do.
All right. Well, maybe Mike has an answer.
Well, my question is there any kind of statute of limitations or some kind of legal procedure I can go through to what happened was I had a civil judgment placed against me on an apartment that I shared with someone else. I had moved out of the apartment approximately five months, maybe 6 months before the lease was over. Well, whenever the apartment was left, between the damage that was done and the unpaid rent, my name was originally on the lease with them. I had submitted in writing that I was leaving the apartment, but they conveniently, I guess, lost said paperwork. So I am now being held responsible for at least 50% of damages and back rent when I wasn't the one living there.
Right, and I've been a realtor broker since 1990, and originally a big focus of our law firm was on real estate, and it still is actually. Rent and possession sounds like what you were part of. You said you were never on the lease ever?
No, I was on the lease to start off. We were there for about 2 years.
Right, and you
First
can't
year and
just
a half.
a letter to the landlord saying, "I just don't want to be a part of the lease anymore." It has no effect
that won't do
at
anything.
all in any way, shape, or form. And then you evidently, if you've got a judgment, they had a court date, and it sounds like, reading between lines, you did not show up for that court date, and you got a default judgment, and that judgment then, for whatever the money is probably going to be good for 10 years.
Wow.
Man.
10 years.
Right, from the day that the judgment was issued. Now, you can pay it off at any time, and I've seen people succeed with this, although I don't know if you're supposed to do it, is that you can go on all of your credit bureaus,
my favorite stuff.
Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and you can file a dispute and put on there that the judgment itself is inaccurate, and if you believe that in your own mind because of the story that you just shared with us, many times those will fall off because the court staff and personnel, they're not able to keep up with all of the disputes that come through the different
I did not
credit
know
bureaus.
that is great information.
Wow.
See, you learn
That
something
is
new every day.
huge information right there.
If you in your heart of hearts believe that the judgment is inaccurate, you could do that.
In my heart of hearts, I believe everything that people have against me is wrong.
Right. Definitely.
You can really do that.
I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's legal to do that, but I've heard of many people, doing it where you dispute that because it should have never occurred, and then they just, through the methodologies of the administration, they can't keep up with it, and it falls off because they're unable to report within the 30 days required by either the FDCPA or the FCRA. Fair Credit Reporting Act.
And my original plan was just to pay it, get rid of it, and then kind of put it in my past. But, just my part of the judgment was nearly $4,000.
Right. And the problem is, even if you pay it, it sticks around for the 10 years as a paid judgment,
Does
which
it
is
really?
little better than an unpaid judgment.
It
really.
doesn't even fall off if you pay the damn thing.
Yes, I just says paid. You're
Let
like,
me ask you this.
You didn't pay your bills before.
So here's a scenario for you. You do work.
Hell of an apartment.
I know. That you do work for said company, and it's let's say you don't get paid for it, right? You did the work.
So you do some work for somebody. They hire you as a contract
as
employee.
a contractor.
You do the work. They use it.
Not the verbal contract, and then an email contract, and then so on and so forth. You do
Eric's
the work.
pretending like this is a friend he's talking about. This is actually him.
Like a Brady Bunch episode.
Yeah,
he went through this.
Right. So, and then you sue them. You sue them that you win the case.
Like small claims.
Yeah, a little bit more than small claims, but it's a little bit.
Because it's over. Like what's the limit on
$5,000?
$5,000, I think, is bumped up from 3,000 small claims.
But you don't have to go to small claims, right? You can take it to a new level.
It's easier. I think it's if you go to small claims and you get a judgment, they can then appeal it.
Yeah.
But small claims is a lot more informal. You talk, they talk. All the rules of evidence and things don't come in as much.
Okay. So you win, and then they still don't pay. What happens then? Do you get to put a lien on their property? How do you collect?
Well, that's where the hitman comes in that Baba Booey was talking about.
I don't need no damn hit. How does that work?
You get a judgment, you can frame it and look at it. Sometimes they don't turn into money.
You get a
That's horrible.
Frame it and look at it.
You can also, garnish their wages. Attorney here locally does a lot of debt collection. His name's Rick Dorsey, very well known in our area for
you have
getting
a phone number. I'm sorry, what?
I don't know it by heart, but I've met with him. He's like the godfather of debt collection, the attorney's attorney. You know what I mean?
Right, Rick Dorsey.
Right.
Okay.
Really, really good in this area.
What's he do?
Debt collection.
Yeah, so if you get a call and he's on your caller ID, he's going to get your ass.
He doesn't take no, and I think he has enough business to where he even sometimes, if he's not going to get paid, he just keeps following you until he gets something,
Wow.
that kind of a thing. But
like he just keeps after it.
Like,
right.
Hey, this is East Coast Collections.
Rick Dorsey.
But you can garnish wages. The problem is, oftentimes people, they switch jobs a lot, and so it becomes a job, to try to collect your money. But
so you can't take a lien on their property until it's paid off? I mean,
if they own any property, you can also have a judgment that's out there. If they let's say they get established and they go to buy a house, FHA loan, $2,500 down. Well, the title company will see that they've got that judgment, and they'll be unable to buy a house until they pay off the judgment.
Wow.
And a rental too, right?
No, because rentals don't check that type of stuff.
God, there's so much to learn. So little time.
I believe this is Sarah in O'Fallon, Missouri, for Mike Carter. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi. What's up? What's your question?
I got two questions.
Okay.
My first one is, what do you do when you know that the defendant is wrong, but you still have to defend them? Is it hard for you to come up with a defense?
Great question.
We talk about that a lot at attorney seminars, and then within our office, the 4 or 5 attorneys of us that get together often, is that, I feel we're taught in law school. I was anyway. Some of these other attorneys disagree that you're not allowed to turn down some clients just because you become aware that they are guilty or something. I don't like that, and the research I've done says that you can refuse to represent somebody if you are not on the same page as them. Now, if you're a public defender or that kind of a thing, I don't know what kind of conflicts you deal with or how you choose to not represent someone. But in the private practice, I would just probably tell them to move on and get a different attorney. But we don't really represent anybody.
That's what
we
would do.
Yes, that's what I would do.
Maybe the defendant, they come in and go, I killed them. I need to, but I need somebody to defend me. I did it.
Yeah, and I'd have.
Does anybody ever do that though?
They have, because isn't the first thing you guys ask is, I need to know everything.
Let me give you a bad example where someone will come in on a DWI and say, I was drinking a little bit that night. I was at my friend's house. I've done it 100 times.
Right.
And when I drove home, I got pulled over. I was scared, and so I didn't blow or do anything.
Right.
So in their own mind, they think that they.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
In their mind, they think maybe I did something. Maybe I was guilty. I didn't blow or anything. But it could be the case if you had a beer and a half from 6 to 9 p.m. and then you did drive home and you were scared that you probably weren't breaking the law. You weren't doing anything illegal. And so then we feel comfortable helping someone like that make their way through a trying situation because they're worried about what they did and they feel some pangs of guilt. But ultimately, we help them move through the system, and they pay a huge debt anyway. They got to go to court. They got to hire an attorney for $5,000. They have suffered some consequences, even in the event that they do just do probation,
right,
or that they do, have an innocent verdict, that kind of thing. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that happens.
Wow. Was that it, or was there a second part to that? I'm sorry.
No, my other question is, I have a friend, and her husband doesn't pay any child support, and we know collectively that he's never going to pay child support. Is it worth fighting for the child support, or just to let it go?
Like we were talking about a little bit earlier, in the event that they get a judgment for that child support and the guy ever wins the lottery or gets a great job, or I don't remember if he said it was a guy or a girl, but in the event that they go to do something then that requires clean credit and good debt-to-income ratios, all those kinds of things, the title company or whoever's involved with the process will mandate that thing be paid off before they take the next step of home ownership and those kinds of things. So you could ultimately get paid on something maybe 5-10 years down the road that if you hadn't taken action on it, you just waved goodbye to it.
Yeah, but that's not true. Isn't the state the badass collection agency on the planet? If you are a deadbeat dad, isn't the state the one that always comes after your ass?
If you put it through the Family Payment Service Center, they can eventually put you in jail, take away your real estate license, take away your beautician license.
That's a pretty good deterrent for not being a deadbeat, I think.
That's what I thought they were doing now, is putting people in jail.
Yeah, but if you're not through the payment system yet, then you can pretty much dodge your ex.
Right. I think most all family attorneys, which I don't do because I can't take the gut-wrenching, tear-jerking aspects of it, but most of them like to run the payments through the Family Payment Center just for that reason, that they can end up taking their licenses and those kinds of things. But the problem is it's kind of chicken or the egg problem, right? It's like, that's why we don't have debtor's prison. You can't work and do anything to pay off a debt if you're in prison.
If you're in prison,
you know what I mean?
You can go to jail for child support.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Felony.
Yeah.
My gosh.
As it should be.
Your driver's license, any kind of license.
As it should be. Because, that's your child. You need to be responsible. Sarah, thank you.
If you don't have the money, you flat out don't have the money. It's like, you'll get the money whenever I get the money.
Thank you, Sarah.
How many guys, though, or ladies out there say that on a daily basis?
Oh, I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
She's just playing the part of the devil. She's not really the devil.
I'm not back on child support.
Here's one that I wonder about, because I know I'm close to someone who has an ex-husband, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, and I'm not saying that there isn't valid reason for this at times, but I don't understand how this works. She'll say something like, "Oh, the child support got lowered today. I got a notice." Right. Well, wait, shouldn't that go through court? They can just lower it out of the blue? I thought
because you file a motion to modify, I thought.
Yeah, because like Stacy said, you don't always have the ability to make the money that maybe you were making at the time when you got divorced.
Right.
You're saying the Family Payment Center lowered it?
Well, I don't know exactly because I've not been through it, but she'll just tell me she received a notice stating that the child support has been adjusted, and then when she calls, they said it was due to something that he filed, just basically a written statement that he wasn't making the same money or something along those lines.
There's a couple things going on there then. And again, it's kind of beyond the scope of my family law knowledge to some extent, but I know enough to be dangerous. And that is that, one, if they file something and you never show up, they're probably going to get their way. That happens way, way more than you think it does. Two, if he's on some kind of percentage of income-based repayment plan, and then they see that his new W-2 at his third job now reflects a lower income, they're just going to automatically adjust what the payments are per month.
That's fair. That's fair.
That might have been something she agreed to. Never less than 200, never more than 600.
I just figured they'd have to have some kind of, because anybody can say anything.
Right. Well, you have to have documented proof.
Right. I can say whatever.
I can tell you what I really make here. You'd be crying.
Good morning. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, it's Dave Murray.
Dave Murray.
Dave.
Is it? We'll see if Dave has any questions.
Dave?
Yes?
I know you've been in a lot of legal trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Through the years. We've got Mike Carter, the official lawyer of The Hangover and 100.7 The Viper. Any questions you have? Maybe a gardening dispute that you are in?
All is fine.
Is this Weatherman Dave Murray?
This is Weatherman Dave Murray.
I watch the prediction of the fall Dave Murray thing and
the weather disco.
Oh no, the one where he goes back and he second guesses himself 6 months later. My wife and I watched this like Star Wars in 1977. And he says I messed this one up, and I mean it is pretty exciting stuff.
He's more on than he's off. I'll say that.
And I wasn't paid to say any of that. When that's the first thought that came to mind when they said you're on the phone.
I might have to hire a lawyer.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can turn it around, Mike. Do you have any questions for Dave?
If he'll say it out loud, I mean, there's a lot of that.
I'm sorry.
The intensity of Al Gore and the weather, I can't remember, inconvenient truth stuff is really kind of resurfacing. Do you have a short opinion about that?
Yeah, I'm more of a cycle guy. I think the Earth is in a cooling trend right now, and it's become more of a political hot issue than a scientific issue in my mind.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
What about this North Carolina snow blast that's never happened since we've been?
Stuff happens like that. It snows in the North Carolina mountains all the time in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not
one thing we have to remember is don't take some of the stuff that the media says on a national level that we've never seen this before. Well, we have. And, they seem to forget the stuff that's happened in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s.
Whoa. Are you saying that some of us, Dave, in the media are full of it?
No, I don't consider you guys media.
Mark the tape.
You're saying some of us are full of it. I find that hard to believe, but whatever. So, Dave, it was cold. It was downright cold this morning.
Yeah, the good thing about today is that it will warm up fairly quickly, especially as we start to see a little more sunshine. We'll get up into the low 60s, I think, but another cold front drops in tonight, and tomorrow is going to be basically a dry day. There could be a couple of sprinkles around tomorrow, but it's a very windy and colder day with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Not a very nice day to be out and about on Thursday. Temperature's 49 for the high. It will feel colder, and we're going to be bouncing around, but the trend will be for chilly to cold temperatures after today, and then a very impressive shot of cold air coming in around the 12th of November, so as we get into the middle of next week.
There you go. Dave Murray, the chief.
It's on. Winter is upon us.
Yeah,
it's coming. Yeah, we're going in that